I've always wanted to be a truck driver. To me, it's like being the modern day explorer. But to become a truck driver, you have to first become what they call a turn boy. The turn boy is the assistant of the truck driver. My boss is Mwami Manja. Along the way, we experience some pretty weird stuff. I'm talking about mermaids in Kenya and Zenj from the Indian Ocean coast, UFOs in eastern Uganda, and cryptids in Tanzania. Let me tell you one of my stories. The day we got stuck in the infamous village called Ntwetwe, located in central Uganda. We were in Motukula on our return trip when we got a deal from a familiar face. We had to deliver some packages to a district called Chankwanzi. In this district was the infamous village known as Ntwetwe. I've heard of Ntwetwe. I bet most of the Ugandans know it. But I bet everyone that knows it thinks it's a myth like I used to. Apart from us in the truck driving business who knew it was a weird village. The deal had a lot of money on it. Boss Manja resisted, but I insisted we drop the package early and leave before dusk. Boss agreed. Early in the morning, we jumped into our truck and set out for Ntwetwe. We arrived in Ntwetwe, but minutes before our arrival to the final destination, a tire blew. But we kept on going till the second one blew, and we were forced to stop under a mango tree. The tree was part of the compound. In the compound lay a dusty green rover. I felt someone was watching us, but it didn't stop me from plucking a mango without Boss knowing. Boss was freaked out and kept on saying, I told you, while we changed the tires. I calmed him down and told him we still have 7 hours of daylight. I thought I was stronger than him mentally, till I saw a corpse in a shroud, hopping, following a shaman. Boss told me to stay calm and act normal. I wanted to run, I wanted to shout, but my body was paralyzed with fear that I could do neither. Mjebaleko, the shaman, greeted us. I didn't have the energy to reply to him, but Boss did. Didijitiyeyo. Jidi mirungi. We got back into the truck and rode off. We followed the GPS to the drop-off point and dropped off the package to a farmer, a weird farmer. Name is Suvi, he told us. As we got back into our truck, it failed to start. Boss and I checked the battery, every plug and piece of equipment, but they were all fine. As the farmer looked at us smiling, he asked whether we had picked something that didn't belong to us. We knew we weren't thieves and denied, till I remembered the mango fruit I had plucked from that tree. Does a mango do it? He asked. He said yes. You have to go back to the owner's place and pay or ask for his forgiveness, the farmer said. Where did you pluck the mango from? Was asked. Where we first stopped, the house with the mango tree and dusty rover in the compound. Oh no, you guys are screwed, Sobi said. The owner disappeared. You no longer have a person to break the curse. We'll try our best, the boss said. As he took something from the trailer and put it behind in his trousers. Let's bamush, he told me. We reached the house but a few hours before sunset. We arrived and knocked, but no one answered, so we broke our way in. We found a laptop and some notes scribbled. The notes were an investigation of the village. They were done by another shaman, actually a well-famous face in the African Traditional Religion Council. Then it dawned on us. This was the familiar face we saw at the border. It was Mansa. I came here in Ntwetwe to discover what caused the village to become infamous with red sorcery. On the first day, I realized cannibalism was done openly here. I saw people mourn a dead friend, then portion him among themselves. This means the whole village is infected with red sorcery. Must investigate further. That day I realized there was no social or political order in the village. Called a friend in the government. She told me there hasn't been any since 80s. When Obote regained power, he forcefully tried to purge the villagers. Of the battalion that was sent, only one survived. Came back walking to Kampala mentally scarred for life. Powerful sorcery. Open cannibalism. It must be a Mandwa, entity from another dimension, but what type is it? What caused it, and most especially, where is its lair? Must investigate further. Fourth week I summoned my sister's spirit. She was an empath. She directed me to the source of energy. Should have been careful because I didn't know the type of Mandwa I was to face, but the energy here, I'm sure I can defend myself. Hours later, it was too strong. I escaped and now they are breaking down my shield. They are here to eat me. No time to prepare to kill the Mandwa, but enough time to transfer part of myself to the USB stick and another to the astral realm to pick you up. Manja and Farouk. The farmer knows, but we shouldn't confront him, boss said. As I inserted the USB stick into my phone, Mansa appeared on the screen. I don't have time to have a theological argument with you guys. The fact that you guys are here means you are also in danger. The only chance you have is to free me. How did you find us? I asked. You have dealt with some weird shit before, making a reputation in the circle, he replied. I'm sorry we didn't get you, boss asked. It's pointless right now, don't you see? Right now all that matters is survival. Do as I say. You see, I did some next level sorcery shit, sticking more than half my soul here. So the guys that tried to eat me, well, they ate my body and they are coming for you. So time to do some more sorcery. You see, I learned the truth. The Suvi dude, he opened a dimension to talk to his daughter who had passed away after they had had a fight. And at that moment, something leaped here. It feeds off disgust emotions of people. So people here had to do disgusting stuff to nourish it. I'm talking about incest, cannibalism and stuff. It being from a higher dimension means it vibrates at a higher frequency, meaning more energy, explaining why people here are good at their sorcery. Going into the wardrobe, and opening the wardrobe, there were lots of guns. He had us make some portions from his bag, then smear them on our gun nozzles. Time for revenge, he shouted. It became dark as we walked steadily towards the farmer's house. How comes you know dimensions and consciousness uploads? I thought you were a magician, not a scientist. I asked him. There was duality between magic and science, but that was back then when we had Newtonian physics. Now that quantum physics was discovered, the line becomes more and more blurred, he replied. But how will we win if we fought them and lost the first time? I asked. We have arrived, said boss, and the compound was filled by locals of Ntwetwe. How did I lose? They couldn't feel pain. their emotions were taken by the mandwa. I didn't know that. At first, I didn't have time to prepare a concussion, so don't be scared, because now we're prepared. Those are just zombies. We hurt them, the mandwa is the one that takes the pain. We'll just have to hurt them so much that the mandwa comes out. The locals ran towards us and we fired at them. They all collapsed. The farmer came out with agony, arms teared out of his torso and legs. He became a creature with no face. Monster started in cutting things and told me to bite my thumb and touch the ground. I did, and a portal emerged. Out came specters, and they took the mandwa out of the farmer, purging it into the portal. Another specter came for us. Monster shouted, "Take me out of your puppet." So I did and showed the specter their phone. What the fuck, Monster? Yep, kinda in a sticky situation here. They started having a chat with the specters. So boss told me I leave the phone to them. He'll get me one when we get to Kampala. We got to the trailer, to the truck, and drove towards Kampala. Suddenly, my phone manifested in the truck. When I opened it up, it showed me a new app was installed. We checked, and Mansa had left a copy of his consciousness in my phone.